Hi there. Let's be honest, there's nothing really difficult about beating Plants vs Zombies, especially if, like me, you've done it countless times. But what if we flipped everything, literally? There's a mod for PvZ called Flipped. The only thing it does is rotate all the plants 180 degrees. Today I'll try to beat PvZ with flipped plants and find out if it's even possible. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and if you want to try this yourself, you can download the mod using the link in the description. Let's get started. Yeah, this looks very strange. The first level, and okay, I kind of lied, it's not just the plants that are flipped, but the entire map. The zombies now come from the house instead of the street. So, as you can tell, I have to plant everything behind the zombies to damage them from the back. The main problem with that is all the plants basically become one use only. The first level was easy enough, even with this setup. After completing it, I got the sunflower, but at least it can be used normally. Level 2 was also easy, though I almost lost a lawn mower. I got the cherry bomb as a reward, but for some reason, it's locked and I can't use it. On level 3, a conehead zombie showed up, and that's when things got tough. I actually lost 2 out of 3 lawn mowers, and this is only level 3. After that, I unlocked the walnut, another plant I can thankfully use the normal way. Level 4 had all 5 lawn rows unlocked, but I ran into a weird bug. As you can see, they weren't rendering properly. Still, the level wasn't harder than the last. I lost 2 lawn mowers again, but that's about it. Level 5, it's the walnut bowling minigame. Fun fact, now Crazy Dave's speech matches the voiceover. So, it seems like your usual minigame, but nope. The walnuts now roll backwards, so to win, you have to wait until zombies cross the red line. The conveyor belt also felt a bit more generous, or maybe I just haven't played in a while. Level 6, finally, the grass bug is gone. The pole vaulting zombie appears, and he's actually the most convenient enemy so far. He jumps over my pea shooters, leaving them intact and even slows down a bit. Still lost 2 lawn mowers as usual. Level 7, I get the snow pea shooter, which is great because the more offensive plants I have, the easier it is to defend. But the level turned into a mess. There were 2 waves, and after the first one, I completely lost control and ended up losing all the lawn mowers before the final wave, which, as you can guess, means game over. On my second try, it went even worse. I lost all the mowers in the first wave. On my third attempt, I got lucky, fewer zombies spawned, and I finally cleared the level. Honestly, I could have beaten it the first time if I had access to instant use plants. The mod actually has 2 versions, one where some plants are locked, which I accidentally started playing, and one where everything is available. I never intended to play with plant restrictions, so I switched to the second version. Later levels have 3 waves and get much harder, and I seriously don't know how you'd beat them without instants. Level 8, now that I can use instants, it's much easier. I even got through without losing a single mower. Level 9, I had 3 pea shooters by now, so it was a breeze, even with 2 waves. And now, level 10. Let me be honest, conveyor belt levels are not easier than regular ones. Actually, they might be harder. That's because you get plenty of plants, so the game throws a lot of zombies at you. But when those plants are flipped and can only shoot backwards, they become single-use tools. You can't build a proper defense that way. As a result, the battlefield looked like this. But somehow, well, thanks to a cherry bomb, really, I managed to hold on until the final wave and beat the level. Believe it or not, I didn't even lose a single lawn mower. And now we're at the night stage. In theory, things should get harder from here, but in reality, not so much. Puffshrooms are free, so it doesn't hurt to sacrifice them to the zombies. They deal the same damage as pea shooters, the only downside is their short range. Plus, newspaper zombies are no longer a threat. The plants shoot them in the back and only damage the zombie, not the newspaper, so he never goes into rage mode. Level 2 definitely got harder. 2 waves, coneheads, and bucketheads really made things more intense. I still beat it, but I was left with only 2 lawn mowers. In level 3, the door zombie appeared, but again, since all the damage is done to his back, the door didn't really help him, not much of a threat. Level 4, this is where things started to get tough. The zombies went completely crazy, and by the end, I was down to a single lawn mower. The only thing that saved me was the scripted wave timing and a cherry bomb. Level 5 was the Whack a Zombie minigame. It's basically the same as usual, except for this weird hammer animation. Level 7, the game decided to cover half the lawn in graves and throw in a football zombie. By the end, the field looked like this, but luckily the lawn mowers really saved the day. Level 8 was super easy. A dancing zombie appeared, and I unlocked the Grave Buster. Now I can finally start clearing the field. Level 9 was actually pretty tough. The zombies weren't super strong, but there were a lot of them, and defending was stressful, but I managed to pull through. Level 10, a conveyor belt level. Like I said before, conveyor levels are now even harder than normal ones. My defense here relied entirely on instant use plants like Ice Shroom and Doom Shroom. Scaredy Shroom was completely useless. No matter where I planted it, it just curled up and hid. Somehow, by a miracle, I made it through and moved on to the pool stage. Even though this is a daytime stage, there are still plenty of tough levels here. Sure, level 1 wasn't hard, but already on level 2, I almost lost. It was really intense. On level 3, the snorkel zombie appeared. Now I'm forced to use walnuts to deal with him, and in general, water zombies are just hard to kill. Level 4 is the first level with 3 waves, and it's absolutely wild. After the third wave starts, things get completely out of control. To beat this one, I had to take 3 instant use plants, and even then I lost nearly all my lawn mowers. After that, I decided to buy pool cleaners, even though I was saving up for the 8th seed slot. Level 5 is the minigame, Big Trouble, Little Zombie. Honestly, I thought it would be hard, but it wasn't. Cherry Bomb and Walnut carried the whole thing. Level 6, the Zomboni shows up. Ironically, he was the easiest zombie to deal with. The real problem was still the water zombies. Level 7 had 3 waves and a huge number of Zombonis. Right after them came the bobsled team. They're weak, but there are so many of them that it becomes overwhelming. By the end, I had lost almost all my lawn mowers. The level was super intense, but again, Cherry Bomb saved the day. Level 8 introduced another zombie that's actually useful to me, the Dolphin Rider. Just like the pole vaulting zombie, he jumps over a plant and slows down afterward. Level 10, another confirmation that conveyor levels here are harder than the regular ones. The only things that really helped were spikeweeds. The three-peaters given by the conveyor were almost useless. Even before the second wave, I lost 2 pool cleaners. The only thing I had to defend the water lanes was jalapeno, which, honestly, is the worst instant use plant for this challenge. This level proved it. If I had a cherry bomb instead, it would have been way easier. Somehow, I made it through this level, barely, and lost nearly all my lawn mowers. And now we've reached the fog stage. Honestly, I thought this stage would be extremely difficult, but the first level was surprisingly easy. On level 2, I decided to buy the 8th seed slot and start using the plantern, since I figured it would make this stage easier. But in the context of our challenge, using the plantern is kind of problematic. It keeps getting eaten, and there's really no way to stop that. Level 2 was noticeably harder. 2 waves and tons of zombies. I beat it, but it was really on the edge. Level 4, the main problem with this stage is how hard it is to time puff shroom placements. By the time I actually see the zombies, they're already near the end of the lawn, and sometimes puff shrooms miss just one shot before the zombie walks out of range and eats my sun shroom. On this level, both the Dolphin Rider and Balloon Zombie showed up. Honestly, it was stressful. I can't even imagine beating this level without instant use plants. After finishing level 5, I unlocked the Split Pea, the one plant I'd been hoping to get this entire run. In theory, I could finally use a plant like normal. The price increase from 125 to 300 sun caught me off guard, but I thought, hey, at least I can build a real defense now. But then, I noticed something weird. The Split Pea only shoots backward, just like always, but now the back side shoots 3 peas. So yeah, the mod developer decided not to give us any way to play normally. That kind of disappointed me. After level 6, I unlocked the Starfruit, which now costs 550 sun. After the Split Pea incident, I'd learned my lesson about trusting this mod, so I didn't even bother checking if its mechanics had changed. Level 7, to my surprise, was very easy, even though the zombies weren't weak and it had 2 waves. I only lost 1 lawn mower. Level 8 introduced the Pogo Zombie. I can only stop this guy with instants. The level itself wasn't too difficult, but water zombies in this stage are something else. I can only defend against them with instants and tangle kelps. Level 9, this one gathered all the most annoying zombies from this stage. To beat it, I tried a new tactic, planting a full row of tall nuts. And it worked great. The zombies didn't reach my mowers early, and the Pogo Zombie couldn't bounce too far ahead. Level 10. Honestly, this was the level 1 feared the most, and I was right to fear it. And yeah, I was right again. The starfruit only shoots backwards, so I was glad I didn't use it. Before the first wave, things are manageable if you use the right plants. But once it starts, it's chaos. The conveyor belt stops giving you plants, balloon zombies start flying in, and you can only take them down with the cactus. Oh, and I thought, why not try the blower? Wanna guess what happened? Yeah, you should have seen my face. At that point, I realized this was going to be a serious grind. I even had a run where I lost a lawnmower immediately, couldn't even kill the first zombie. This level is brutal because there are no instant use plants, except for the oh so helpful blower. My only hope was that the conveyor would give me decent plants. After a few attempts, I finally got lucky and beat this cursed level. And here we are, the final stage, the roof. Technically, it's the hardest and longest stage in the game, but what worried me most was the first level. I had no idea how to beat it without flower pots. But then I realized, just use instant use plants. And yeah, since the zombie waves on level 1 aren't too strong yet, the instants worked perfectly. I got through the level without any issues. On level 2, I unlocked the flower pot, so the tactical problem was finally solved, although the instant plants were still super useful. Level 3 introduced the ladder zombie, and he became a real problem. I also made the mistake of picking pea shooters instead of catapults, thinking it wouldn't make much of a difference. Oh, how wrong I was. That decision cost me the level, and I had to restart. On my second attempt, things went a lot smoother, although I had to feed that damn ladder zombie a bit. Level 4 featured both the Pogo Zombie and the Football Zombie. Yeah, I was thrilled to see that duo. I somehow managed to beat the level, honestly, by nothing short of divine intervention. Level 5 was the Chomper minigame. Surprisingly, it wasn't much harder than usual, actually, not harder at all. I beat it easily and didn't lose a single lawnmower. Level 7, I decided to try a slightly different strategy, plant 2 rows of walnuts. 2, just in case, so the ladder zombie wouldn't break through my defense. The level wasn't easy, 3 waves really took a toll. But thanks to the walnuts, I was able to stall the zombies and gradually take them out. Still, by the end, my entire defense had been destroyed. On level 8, Gargantuar made his appearance, but since my defense mainly consisted of instant use plants, he didn't really pose a threat. The level was actually easy. Level 9, I improved the walnut strategy by switching to tall nuts instead of the regular ones. And that was definitely the right call. If I'd stuck with regular walnuts, I probably would have lost. But with the tall nuts, I held off the zombies with no real issues and reached the final wave smoothly. From there, it was just cleanup. And now, the boss fight. You might be wondering, how are you even supposed to beat this? Well, here's where you need to get clever. Dr. Zomboss has a script that prevents him from spawning zombies in rows where lawn mowers are still active. So the trick is to save one mower, stall the zombies long enough for Zomboss to lean down, and then hit him with a jalapeno. I didn't manage to pull this off properly on my first try, but the second attempt went way better. I messed up a few times, using jalapeno too early so it didn't deal damage, but once I got the timing right, it worked perfectly. No real trouble at all. In fact, this was probably the easiest conveyor level of the entire run. And that's it, Flipped PVZ is complete. I hope you enjoyed the video and that I earned your like. If you did enjoy it, feel free to check out my other videos. And on that note, I'm signing off, thanks for watching, good luck, and goodbye.